Hello, my friend. QMU News-38. Here's Dr. Hafiz. Today, I would like to highlight one of the most important chapter of the Quran. That's Surah Abasa. This is 80 number surah. Its meaning in English, he frowned. In the time of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, a blind person, he came to learn something from Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had been busy in discussing with some of the prominent personalities of Makkah, who were non-Muslims. But we know very well that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had been busy in discussing and in highlighting Islamic doctrines to our non-Muslim brothers, who were very much rich, as well as they had understanding capacity, whereas our supreme intelligent creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he here in this surah, he give the advice to our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that's the here point in this surah, that how the disabled category, blind, deaf, dumb, and other sort of physical imperfectness, who they are to be given much significance if they pay to heed, if they concentrate, but if they want to learn Islamic ideas, in comparison to the influential persons here, poor person, blind person, disabled person. In the society, generally, we don't give importance too much to disabled categories. Although human rights group are there, but in fact, we see the disabled categories group, they are not given much importance. Even nowadays we know, even many of those disabled categories are bound to beg. They start begging for survivability. Here, a person of blindness, he was given importance by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, our mind's right ideas makers. Which idea suits to us, to human being, that he knows best. That's why here Allah advised in this surah, at the very beginning of this surah, that he enlightened humans. And he advised Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and through Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we are advised. Today, 21st century, all those disabled categories of whatever imperfectness in the body, in the mind, the people who are facing this sort of problems, it may be blindness, it may be deafness, they should be given much importance. Neglected community, deprived community of all the nations, all the communities must be given importance And it's, I mean, we know very well that today, still now, we intellectual class or our rulers, our political leaders, or business persons, still now we are not taking care of all these disabled categories properly. Whereas Quran, which is the last revealed guidebook, I mean, latest revealed guidebook of our times and tomorrows, as it was enlightening book for Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu and his followers. So what is the sentence given by Allah? Let's see. He frowned and turned away when the blind man approached him. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu he got little bit, I mean, angry when he did not get, I mean, he was not satisfied when this blind man came to him to learn Islam, whereas he was busy with the influential persons of Makkah. So we know very well that Allah advised him, even Prophet Muhammad. This is something important. And this sentence we know that it can't be made by Prophet Muhammad, but the creator of Prophet Muhammad, the creator of humans. It's his right to advise us, to advise Prophet Muhammad if he did something wrong. So here Prophet Muhammad was warned or advised by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you don't ignore the blind man who wanted to learn Islam eagerly, sincerely. Then the persons, all those rich persons, influential, who were not ready to learn eagerly, because everyone's mind known by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Prophet Muhammad had an idea that if rich person, influential person learned Islam, accepted Islam, then the large following of those influential person also would embrace Islam. But what Allah wanted to, I mean, that it's not a number, but it's a heart. Our hearts are ready to learn Islam or not. Allah wanted to test people's heart. And today also, He wants to test our hearts. Our hearts are sincere or not. I mean, Allah doesn't want a large number of following that, if He would have a wish, then He could do easily. Because after all, He is the creator of whole humanity, the whole multiverse. That's why Allah advised him, don't do next time, that he frowned and turned away when the blind man approached him. For how can you know that he might seek to purify himself? Take heed, derive benefit from warning. And we know very well that very blind person who wanted to learn Islam, he became a governor. I mean, he was a good and honest and Islamic ruler of the time of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu even despite his blindness. Whereas the rich persons, mostly, they didn't accept Islam, and even they took time to accept Islam. That's why, I mean, today, our all religious scholars and intellectuals that we should think of our poor brothers, our disabled brothers, sisters, and the society, in the society who are ignored, we have to give importance. And we have to amend our ideas, as this surah, it highlights, it is teaching us that we should change. We should change our minds. That's very important. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the true creator. He is really, he's the worthy of creator. He is advising us, just like when we teachers, professors teach our students, we mentor our undertaken ones from our core of my heart, our hearts. In the same way, Allah taught Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that way, that what's right and what's not. So, I mean, that's why this surah is very important, that because here the poor ones, the ignored community, the ignored humans, the disabled humans, they are given importance in this surah. And that's 21st centuries, our intellectuals, our rich persons, our able-bodied humans, they should give importance these disabled categories. And more, let's say, see that this surah highlights many more other scientific and sentences, and the study is some future logistic ideas also. So this, let me read this. As for him who was indifferent, you eagerly attended to him, though you were not to be blamed if he would not purify himself. Because the person or persons were attended, were given importance when the blind man entered to learn something. That time Prophet ignored him, that blind person, because he thought, this blind man, what he can do for Islam. And that we shouldn't say, because he is our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that he did mistake. But in the eye of Allah, from the angle of Allah, he did mistake, and he was given advice, and he was corrected. So the process of correction of a messenger, that's very important. In this surah, this is most important point, that sometimes even messenger like Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also needed correction, corrective, lesson. So we humans, we need also correction in our attitude, in our dealings, in our behavior. So this corrective measure of this surah, of this small chapter of the Holy Quran, very, very important, even 21st century. So this, we can say, Department of Behavioral Aspect, Department of Psychology, and Department of Moral Science, this is very important. This 1444 years before statement is still now relevant, and it's unchanged. The whole Quran is unchanged. Let's see other sentence. As for one who comes to you eagerly in awe of God, because that blind man, he feared God. He was fearful of God, that what he will be giving, what will he give the reply to the final day of judgment. So more important, blind man is more important, disabled person more important, who are eager to learn Islam, who are eager to learn the ideas given by Allah, than the rich person, than the so-called understanding community. That's why African poors, Asian poors, South American poors, and the whole disabled categories, persons of every nation, must be given importance by our Muslim intellectuals, Muslim rulers, Muslim brothers and sisters. And this sentence is very, very important for our time. Indeed, the Quran is an admonition. Quran is advice. There's no compulsion in accepting this Quran. No compulsion. You may accept, a human, a person may accept, even not accept, because he or she is given full freedom in this worldly life by our supreme intelligent creator. This is very much important. A person may be guided by Quranic injunctions, the Quranic many instruction, the Quranic doctrines, the doctrines given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even not. It's up to you. The whole humanity can't accept or not. It will nothing be lost to our Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even not to benefit Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but to benefit ourselves, to benefit our lives in this world, to make a beautiful world, and hereafter to make a beautiful life in the heaven, in the Jannah. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the Quran is an admonition. Humans should not be, forced or that request again and again and request. That's also not process. Just to give the message to humanities, to mankind, to our non-Muslim brothers and sisters, even our so-called Muslim and brothers and sisters, that this is given by Allah, and this idea, many ideas given in the Quran, 114 chapters. You accept. If you don't accept, Allah will take, you in the, Allah will, punish you. Again, let him who will pay heed to it. Humans are given freedom. They may be, attentive or unattentive. It is set down on honored pages, because Quran is already written on the honored pages, exalted and purified by the hands of angelic scribes, angels, and they are also exalted, purified. Our angels, they wrote down this Quran in the mother of all books, mother of all revealed books. Woe to man, loss to man. Those humans should be in a loss if they don't pay to heed, because Quran is the book of, even we can say, is giving us an idea of our careers. If we think from that medieval times, 7th centuries angle, because it started giving the ideas to human that go to jungle, go to ocean, go to mountain, go to heaven, so that the humanities can be intelligent. Every human can be intelligent. Even they can find out their earning capacity. That was the purpose. And this is still now the objective of the Quran, that humans would be enlightened and they would come to know about the different departments today. Opened by our modern universities, Harvard, Oxford, Calcutta, Delhi, all these universities, whatever the teaching is going on, because all those teachings, whatever going on in these universities, that's ultimately making our modern civilized. This modern civilization, it developed due to our departmental growth, departmental developments. And all these departmental developments due to Quran, due to revealed guidebooks of all those ancient times, Torah, Injil, Zabur, and other many holy guidebooks given to prophets and messengers. All these revealed guidebooks from Adam al-Islam till today, that the basis of our modern departments. So revealed guidebooks, the latest and last, this Quran can't be ignored. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if man declines, again Allah says here that anatomical statement or department of embryology, that how ungrateful this human, what has he created him? Out of a drop of his sperm. Our creation beginning, human creation's beginning from a sperm. You know very well, biological process of reproduction system, sperm. That's our beginning. And this sperm, when we grow, we have a human, just in this shape, or our youth, they start thinking in different way. He creates and proportions him. He makes his path easy for him. he causes him to die and be buried. And then everyone will face the day when he pleases, he will bring him back to life. Again Allah will resurrect all the humans from Adam till the last time of, this last time of this universe system's ending. Even Allah said that yet man declines to do his bidding. Matlab, humans are not ready to accept, to understand the Quran, because this sentence is given 1444 years before. That time the whole world, there's no culture of intellectuality. Generally are very few percentage of humans of those time, they had been engaged in intellectual cultures. But Quran came to generalize these intellectual cultures. That's the Quran purpose. Quran wanted to generalize intellectualization. Quran wanted to make everyone intelligent, everyone highly, spiritualized as well as materialized. Helium, uranium, then titanium, hydrogen, oxygen, all these elementary, gaseous or liquid or, whatever forms that is to be given importance. That's why Quran saying, just travel to the farthest land, travel to the ocean, travel to the ice land, travel to the jungle, see the forest, how I have created this whole universe, even go to heavenly bodies. So that we can understand the importance of chips, we can understand the importance of hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, so that we can understand the importance of the honey, the importance of dates, importance of grapes, and we know all these fruits. Even Quran mentioned here that all these fruits today, we are having many kinds of juices which we drink and which nutritious foods. All these agricultural, horticultural, floricultures, whatever, today we have divided these earthly, creations and creatures in department-wise. That's the creation by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As mentioned here, what Allah said, we let the rain pour down in torrents, heavy rains given. We cleave the earth asunder. Matlab, soil, it is broken, and ultimately it helps, the rain goes into the soil, and it helps to grow the plant. We make the grain grow out of it. This is the sentence of Quran. And grapevines and vegetables and olive trees and date palms, burgeoning enclosed gardens and fruits and fodder as provision for you and for your cattle to enjoy. We know the people who have been living in the mountaineering zone, in the jungles, they all lived on these earthly creations and creatures. This is mentioned in the Quran. That's why Allah wanted to get humans to different parts, different corners of the earth, and to explore and to know. And today's department, we know each and every department having, thousands and thousands of books. A person can become PhD holder, delete, DSc, and all these degrees, either in the biotech science or, technology world, artificial intelligence world, robotic engineering world, or our human anatomical engineering, all these departments, biotech world. Even this heavenly engineering concepts, all that you mentioned in the Qurans as the, the fundamental sentence. That's why the Quran, when this was revealed for around 1444 years before in Makkah and Medina to beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, last and latest most informed personality, and he was successful in the world of spirituality as well as materialistic world, because he established a kingdom, established a very much democratic state, which produced four caliphs, true caliphs, true followers of the golden Islamic period, as well as thousands of years the world had been ruled by all these enlightened personalities. And we know medieval Islamic periods, all the Asia, Africa and European continents, they had been enlightened by the Quran's doctrines. And the medicine department, astronomy department, philology department, anthropology, archaeology, all these departments came into being. History, geography, theology, and slowly we found our modern European civilization. Modern Europe and American civilization, they depended on the Islamic civilization, because Islamic civilization, one side, they accepted all those beneficial side of Greek and Roman civilization, as well as they developed their own civilization, Islamic civilization. And ultimately we know very well that this present civilization, post-modern civilization of all these G7 nations, that had been developed due to this Quran. Only one revealed guidebook developed today's postmodern civilization, and we Indians, our developing nations, all those coming into being, and we like intellectuals, we are going to create a postmodern world when people, humans, will start doing many things which still now are yet to be studied, yet to be invented, yet to be discovered. Because the Quran every time are guiding us that there are so many things yet to be discovered. Even Quran guides here that when the deafening blast sounded, and we know very well this deafening blast sounded yet to be understood by humans. On that day, a man shall flee from his own brother, his mother, his father, his wife, his sons. On that day, every man among them will have enough concern of his own, of her own. A male and female, every human being only will be thinking himself or herself that what is going to be happen for me, how Allah will judge us. So, my dear listeners and viewers, I hope that Quran is to be given importance. Even Allah highlights some, that on the day some faces will be beaming. The face will be bright, Nurani faces, very much, bright faces, and they will start laughing, rejoicing, whereas some faces will be covered with dust and overcast with gloom, darkness. They will be now, thrown into the hell's fire. So human must be warned, must be aware of all these sentences given by our Creator. It's not Quran given by Prophet Muhammad. It's given human's Creator, and it is unchanged till today. Even it will be unchanged tomorrow's. So my dear brothers and sisters and listeners and viewers, we have to think very seriously. Those will be one who denied the truth. Matlab, this Quran is the truth. As we know, Injil, Torah, Zabur, all those ancient holy scriptures, holy script, holy guidances, we know very well. If we study Buddhism or Hinduism, especially early Vedic period, even we study our holy personalities and all those thousands of prophets and messengers' life histories, we know a few of them. But still now, Bible is there, Rig Ved is there. If we study seriously, we can find the oneness of Allah, and the honest life, good life is to be maintained. It is to be, this good life, honest life, it is the doctrine of all those ancient holy books which were sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our human, our creator. Allah is for all. So my, respected viewers, we should be, thinking very much seriously. Today's information from the newspaper, Telegraph and Times of India and other, these three judges, this time our Supreme Court has, given the duty to special for Manipur cases. These three famous lady judges, they are given, the special duty to understand the Manipur case. Even CJI led bench moves to restore trust in law, so that our high courts and judges, Supreme Court, would be given much importance by the general public, general India, because central government, state government, both failed. Both intelligence group is failed. CBI failed. IB failed. Of Manipur, this, and to stop this violence more than 80 days. Even police, where stations are being looted. What's going on in Manipur? That's really horrible. And this our Home Minister, our Prime Minister, our CM Biren Singh Ji of Manipur, all those personalities, I don't understand that, do they have some sense or not? Sometimes I doubt that these, ruling parties, this 21st century, 2023, what are they really rulers, or they are thinking of Hitler's time, Mussolini's time? Now whatever they will do, people will accept. No. Millions and billions of humans of today's world, still now they are aware, they want peace. They don't want violence. And we intellectuals, we don't want violence. We want a peaceful and progressive world for every human, as our Quran is guiding us, that human must be peaceful, must be progressive. The Quran is not allowing a human to be violent. So I request that our Home Minister and Prime Minister, they should do their duty, and why our Supreme Court will think that. Whereas I would like to thank our Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud Sahib, that he is really doing very well, and he is to do. Otherwise, the whole human, Indian citizens will lose the hope from the courts. But the courts must do action, and they already start taking action. For that, 1,000 times of thanks to our Chief Justice of India and his team, his honest team, who must establish peace in India. So our state government say that Bengali is to be given much importance, to be studied by our English medium schools. That's also good initiative, as we know that living in West Bengal, we must understand, we must have understanding Bengali. Even my school, Dr. Hafiz Weekend Play School also, already started Bengali, and once again we are going to start Bengali, Hindi and English. My school is in especially Muslim majority area, but we are teaching our Muslim brothers and sisters Bengali, Hindi background and Muslim Hindi, and all 95% books are in English, science, social science, math, and as well as Hindi one, and because our national language Hindi also is given much importance. Our state language Bengali also is to be given importance, but before it was optional. Now we are going to make it compulsory from the next year, inshallah. These minorities, some of our Hindu, the chauvinist group, they are telling that a Muslim Hindu should buy anything from their Hindu brothers, not from Muslims, shopkeepers or Muslims. This is unfortunate. This, can't be accepted in our present India, Indian, this system, because this is federal system. Everywhere Muslims, Hindus, Sikh, Christian, Jains, Buddhists, Parsis have been living together. This chauvinist group must be taken very seriously by our Chief Justice of India or other, police administration, because they are creating rift between Muslim and Hindu. Is it possible, present time, this Indian Hindus and Muslim will be fighting each other? They will bring a civil war? Is it expectable? We intellectuals, we educated person must come out and should protest against this through YouTube channel, even through the democratic rallies and program. All those states who are giving a state ruling party, if they give support to this chauvinist group, this hatred groups who are just spreading hatredfulness, they must be stopped, even they must be imprisoned. That's the demand of the time. We can't allow these evil persons, evil doers, evil thinkers to run their life freely in this country. We must get all these wrong tailors, wrong activities doers in the jail. So today, Qatar is one of the Muslim country, and this Times of India highlights that Qatar already, buys 2.7% stake in Adani Green for 3,920 crore. Qatar is a Muslim country. They are buying our Adani business persons green, Adani Green may, 2.7% stake now shareholder. They already purchased. So, and 3,920 crore. Our small Muslim business persons, our Dalit, business persons, Adivasi business person, SC, ST, OBC business person must think immediately, and we must have international business, organizations, companies, MNCs together, not small businesses. Immediately, we should have business mind. Thousands of crore needed to develop one international company so that we can have a share in this world markets. And we need money to develop our poor brothers and sisters. We have to make our Muslim brothers and sisters of India and other Asian Muslim countries, African countries, and all those poor, whatever his or her religion, languages, culture, all these poor countries, poor business person, a small business person must come together and to form a big business like Adani. So, that can help us in future to develop. Once again, this private schools, is going to be controlled by the government as far as the fee concerned. In this regard, I would like to request our CM Mamata Banerjee that as far as democracy concerned, the educational democracy also is to be given freedom. Yes, if our private school maintain very high level facilities, if they bring the professors, teachers from the G7 countries, G20 countries, other countries, most talented person, then there might be the fee hikes. So for middle class intellectual, high middle class intellectuals, and the rich people's children, there would be differences. It's better to leave this, leave our private school free. Because, the rich Indians, children are going abroad. Whereas our Indian business person must open that very high level, Harvard level university or Oxford level, Cambridge level, MIT level technological institutes, London of economics like research institute, I mean all those leading institutes, 100 world ranking universities or schools like educational organization must be opened in Calcutta, even in other many cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and they should be given free hand, so that our rich Indians children should not go to foreign countries. That's why our honorable CM of Bengal and other CMs or PM even is requested to give a full free hand to the private concern, because rich and high earning people, more than 1 crore, so they have the children, they have the grandchildren, all those children and grandchildren should not go abroad. That's why private school in the upper level for the rich class should be given free hand, so that they can maintain the high level facilities which are provided by our leading countries of the world, G7 nation and other developed, highly developed nations, schools and colleges and universities. It's my request to our Bengali, education ministry, that intellectuals, that here we have to rethink. We can request, but I don't think that it is to be suitable to, P is to be restricted for the private concern. I don't think so. We have to think in a balanced way, especially rich children, millions, now they are already going to foreign country, and we are losing our money. We can't make India developed and superpower #1 without opening Harvard like, Oxford like university. So we must be thinking seriously. That's all today. I hope that this QMU news day by day, very lengthy time is taken. I myself also thinking that how it is to be 10 minutes, 15 minutes news, but still now I'm not getting success. So do dua for this news channel. Let's see how can we finish this news by a short time. So that's all for today. Thank you. Happy life and good night once again to all of you. Assalamu alaikum.